Alright, I spent most of the day working on the Enterprise D 12500 battle damage, or not so much Enterprise D, but generic Galaxy class. And everything's buttoned up, with the exception of when I put this, when I sealed up the secondary hull. Even though I dry fitted it and I sanded everything down. If I can focus, there's a let's see if I can focus. I think it's going on. There you go. There's certainly a gap right there, which will just look way too thick, even if I fill it in. So I'm not exactly sure. Oops. I was using super glue because there's a lot of overspray, and so I don't want to use model cement, and not even that. The compound angles of the secondary hull, it's really hard to clamp it. So I wanted to use super glue to spot weld it, I guess, together, and then come back with either epoxy or model cement, probably epoxy, but maybe a cured. I used accelerator, so it looks like maybe a cured down here, and I just spread the gap. So I'm going to try to clean that out rather than separating the whole thing, but it's not a big issue as far as separating it. The way the wiring's done, it's fine. And it's kind of flashing a lot. Alright, so anyways, we have the saucer section, plasma fires. I haven't really addressed, if you look at the bottom where there's that whole line at the very, I'm trying to show you, right there, that whole long line, that actually is a light leak from the artificial wall, which divides, what the intact part of the ship to what's, on fire or whatever. It looks really, that light leak looks really good on camera. Looks like a really nice fire effect. It looks less good in real life. It looks more like a light leak. So I'm not sure if I'm going to address it or not. What I'd like to do is put something between the back wall and the front that looks, I don't know, like smoke. I mean, there's no smoke in space, but like, I don't know. Something that makes it less apparent that you have such a hard line. If not, maybe, I'm not sure what I'll do. I'll have to address it in some way so it doesn't look just, so harsh like that. To me, that just obviously looks like a light leak. So I'm not sure exactly sure what I'm going to do. And that was my first attempt at doing battle damage like this. My second one was this one, which I think looks a lot better. On camera, this looks better than this, but in real life, this looks better than this. But they both need some kind of detailing or something in there. And right up on the neck right there, you can see there's a light leak right there, right by the impulse, right next to the impulse engine, the aft, the forward photon torpedoes. The warp engine is complete, and if you'll notice, if you see the flickering, the blue flickering, 3 separate blue flickering LEDs, and that's supposed to indicate that the warp engine is not functioning properly. That's why it's not solid on. You have one Buzzard, and if you look at the, I think it's the old I'm not sure it's the old technical manual or if it's from the episodes itself. You can actually see 2 points of light in the Buzzard collector, and that's what I try to emulate. The one on the left is on the screen. It just looks all blown out, overexposed, but it's actually just flickering. Like it's not working properly. That's what it's supposed to look like. The one on the right is not lit, and I've light blocked it, but I got to do it again because it's picking up light from the LED next to it, and it's that one's supposed to be out, the other one's supposed to be working. Oops. There we go. And then there's damage back there. There's a little bit more than what's showing up on camera of plasma that has to be dressed up. That hole is actually where I had accidentally put in a second jack because I had forgotten I put one on the neck. And here is the rod itself. I may or may not use this one, but this is how it'll be positioned. But in relation to the board cube, but I'm not sure if I really like this anymore. It also seems a little too short. I may use this for a different ship and use it a little bit longer. And obviously I put the one on the neck because I wanted to go a different route. And the only thing that's left is I have to do all the escape pods, the escape pod hatches, all the painting, all the decals. The way I did the escape pods is I cut out the decal. I cut out the escape pods, and then I put the decal down onto the ship, and then I traced the where the escape pods went, and then I cut them out. And so I kept those decals, both the decals themselves, the Aztec decals themselves, so I can apply it to this, and the lifeboat hatches. And I'm going to apply those to the, what I'm going to do is have like little open doors in each one, and in the back is going to be an escape pod hatch. And that's, I'm trying to figure out, I don't think I should put the hatches on until after I put the decals, because they're going to be perpendicular, sticking up. That's going to interfere with the decal, but it's going to be hard to put it on with the decal. But afterwards, gluing it on might interfere with the decal itself. So I'm not exactly sure. I have to do some more thought and more experimentation on that. And then the navigation deflector isn't in at all. And then that's it. And then this warp engine is going to be painted. I'm going to have to look at the episode where the ship was taken to be... I don't know, it was like cleaned in some kind of giant like space dock array, and the engines were totally shut down. I'm gonna look and see what color the warp engine grills were, and the bazaar, see what they look like when they're powered down. Then that's what this is gonna be painted. And this gets no navs, no strobes. That's it. These are the only lights it's gonna have, and it's done. So I got a little bit more work, and then this one is at the same stage as the Defiant and the Saratoga. And then I guess. I'm not sure what I'm going to work on next for the fleet. I actually, in my old pile, I realized that I actually did have a 12500 Excelsior. I thought I didn't have one. I've been looking to buy one, and I have one. So I'm going to make this the Melbourne, I think, but I'm pretty positive Melbourne was not a B. It was just a conventional Excelsior. So I'm not sure about that. How much I have to change? I think I just have to is take these out, change the crystals. There's some little bit of difference on the warp nacelles, and of course the science bump out wouldn't be there. How much work would I have to do to get this to look like an Excelsior, and what the big difference is? And it's just going to be damaged. I think the Melbourne. I think if I remember, it was the whole half the saucer was gone. Everything else is gone. And again, this whole diorama is supposed to be an amalgamation of 359 and 001. So I don't have to be that exact on it. And I guess that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching.